So I'll just start off by giving a statement and then I'll open it up for questions. Okay. The Special Investigations Unit is investigating the circumstances surrounding the fatal police-involved shooting last night of a 17-year-old male in Aurora. The preliminary information suggests that at approximately 7:45 p.m., an individual contacted police to report a break-and-enter in progress at a residence on Downey Circle. Soon after officers arrived at the scene from York Regional Police, there was an exchange of gunfire between the 17-year-old male and 4 police officers. The male was struck multiple times and pronounced deceased at the scene. One officer suffered minor injuries and was taken to hospital for treatment. At this time, the SIU has 5 investigators and 3 forensic investigators assigned to the case. We are asking anyone with any information to contact the unit at 1-800-787-8529 or to share any information you might have, something you saw, something you heard, any video you might have, to share that with us on our website at www.siu.on.ca. At this time, we have 4 subject officers designated. Those are the officers who discharged their firearms. And in addition, we have 5 witness officers designated.
When you say exchange of gunfire, is the person who was deceased, were they armed in any way? Were they firing towards the police officers?
So there was an exchange of gunfire between a 17-year-old male and 4 officers, meaning that the male had firearm and discharged his firearm, and the officers also discharged their firearms.
Going back to the original call, can you tell us about how it originated? Did it come from a neighbor? Did it come from an alarm system?
The only information I have at this time is that an individual contacted police to report the break-and-enter in progress. Trying to ascertain who made that call and when and why is part of the SIU's investigation.
The individual who was deceased, we have information from friends and family that they may be the occupant of the house where the supposed break-and-enter was taking place. Could you comment on that in any way?
At this early stage of the investigation, we will not be releasing that information. We have a number of witnesses to keep interviewing. So some witnesses have been interviewed. We need to interview some more. And we'd like to hear from them what they saw, what they heard, and what they know before we release any other information. All I can tell you at this time is that there was the interaction between the individual and officers, and then we have the 1 officer who was injured and 1 person who's deceased. So as you can appreciate, we're in the early hours of the investigation and there's a lot to still determine. And we'll have that information as the investigators collect evidence, talk to witnesses, both civilian and police, any video evidence that we might get to have, that will all help us understand what transpired.
He was shot outside.
Correct.
And can you confirm or deny, did the subject that was shot, did he reside at the location where the break-and-enter took place?
That's something that we're not able to release at this stage of the investigation. We are still interviewing witnesses, and we need to hear a little bit more from them before we can release that type of information.
Can you tell us at this point how the Regional Police was able to identify this person as the intruder and not possibly a resident of the street or that house?
I don't have any information on that at this time.
Was he on the property of the residence when he discharged his firearm?
Understanding what transpired, including when shots were fired, where they were fired from, and who fired them, is all part of our investigation. Correct. At this early stage of the investigation, we don't have that information, and it's something we will be trying to figure out by interviewing people, collecting evidence, and just going through that process.
Are we sure it is a proper firearm and not like a pellet gun or something like that? Can you tell us a little bit about the weapon possibly this individual was carrying?
Yeah, I don't have any information on that at this time. The information I've been given is that the individual who's deceased is 17.
And was he acting alone?
The information that we have is that the exchange of gunfire was between 1 individual, the 17-year-old, and police officers.
But do you know whether there was another person involved in the potential
Not that we know of at this time.
And can you then comment if there wasn't another person involved, why the police presence of searching every neighborhood and the emergency response team took place last night?
I can't speak to the procedures taken by York Regional Police in terms of searches and things like that. You would have to talk to them. Yeah.
So there's no other suspects on stand?
Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.